My topic for today is solubility. Solubility, this is a topic for grade 8 students. Solubility. What is solubility? Solubility has to do with the maximum mass of a substance which is solute that can dissolve in 100 grams of water. So, do all substances have the same solubility? No. Different substances have different solubility. Like I said earlier, I said that solubility is the maximum or the highest amount of substance that can dissolve in a given volume of solvent. Specifically, we can say in a given mass of water, such as 100 grams of water, how much solute can dissolve in this solvent? What is the maximum mass of solute that can dissolve in 100 grams of water? When you ask this question, you are asking about the solubility. Solubility of the substance. Solubility of a given substance, solute, is the maximum mass of a given substance that can dissolve in 100 grams of water. Is there any factors or factor that affect solubility? Of course, yes. The volume or the temperature of the solvent into which a substance dissolves affects the solubility of the substance. Some substances dissolve more in high temperature solvents, while some, such as cerium 3 sulfate, dissolve less as high as the temperature of the solvent into which it is dissolving gets higher. Yes, most substances have high solubility when temperature of the solvent into which they are dissolving goes higher. For example, suppose I am to dissolve 20 grams of sugar. Suppose I am to dissolve a given mass of sugar in a room temperature water, say 20 degrees Celsius or 21 degrees Celsius or 22, even up to 25 degrees Celsius, depending on the temperature of the room or that of the environment. Now, as we dissolve this sugar into it and continue stirring, it will get to a point as we continue dissolving sugar that the sugar will no longer dissolve. We start seeing the particles of granules of sugar in the solution formed, meaning that the maximum mass of solute of sugar that can dissolve in the solvent have dissolved. But can we still make more sugar to dissolve in this same volume or mass of water without adding more water to it? Yes, we can. We can do this by increasing the temperature of the solution. When we increase the temperature of the solution, the particles of the sugar in that solution will dissolve. And we can still go further to add more sugar in the solution, and the sugar will also dissolve. We continue adding sugar and stir until the sugar can no longer dissolve. Can we still make the undissolved sugar dissolve? Of course, yes. We can do this by still increase the temperature of the solution again. As we keep increasing the temperature of the solution, more solutes keep dissolving. In this case, we can now say, or we are now convinced that temperature change can affect the solubility of a substance in a given mass of solvents. Now, coming to the solution itself. When a solution can no longer have more solutes dissolved in it, then we can say that the solution has reached or gotten to its saturated point. We can call such solution a saturated solution. What is a saturated solution? A saturated solution is a solution that has the maximum mass of solvents that can dissolve in it. Meaning, if the mass or the maximum mass is exceeded, we start seeing particles of undissolved solvents, of undissolved solutes in the solution. When we try adding more solutes to a saturated solution. I hope this is clear. Yes. Now, in recap, I said solubility is the maximum mass of solute. When we are referring to talking about solubility, we are referring to the solute, the maximum mass of solute that can dissolve in a given mass of solvents. Solutes. Solubility has to do with solutes. Saturated solution has to do with the solution. It is the solution that has gotten the maximum mass of solutes that can dissolve in it. And I also said that different substances, that is solutes, have different solubility. They dissolve differently in solvents. I also went ahead to tell you that temperature change affects the solubility of solutes. Substances, solutes. Some substances, in fact, most substances dissolve more in a solvent that has high temperature, except for a few such as cerium 3 sulfate that has less solubility as temperature of the solvent is increased. Thank you. Until another time, when we meet again, have a wonderful day and wonderful night ahead. I am still Mercy Opapolo.